Since its creation, the Commonwealth has made a lasting impact on many fronts, including the promotion of peace, democracy, and trade. This has presented relative advantage to Commonwealth member states in many respects. Distinguished delegates, it's about time we utilized the Commonwealth advantage to accelerate gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls within the gender priorities set forth by the Commonwealth. Opportunities abound in the realms of women leadership, women economic empowerment, ending violence against women and girls, and in gender and climate change. These priorities are in convergence with other global, regional, and national commitments and processes which many of our member states are undertaking as envisioned in the Global Agenda 2030 on Sustainable Development Goals that address the important subject of gender equality and overall empowerment of women.
The other reason, the 12th WAM is also being held at a very important point in our history. First, the 25 years review of progress made towards implementation of the 1995 Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action in readiness for the anniversary. The 12 critical areas of concern identified in 1995 remain relevant and resonate very well with the Commonwealth gender priorities. We acknowledge and firmly believe that this global human rights framework serves as a vital enablers for the realization of gender equality and empowerment of women and girls. The priorities are also consistent with Kenya's priorities on gender equality and women empowerment as articulated in our supreme law, the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the Kenya Vision 2030, and the Government Big Four Agenda, and the Africa We Want 2063, especially goal number 17 on full gender equality and goal number 5 on full gender equality on all spheres of life aspiration, which seek to have development with the people-driven and reaching the potential of women and youth. Similarly, we are also driven by the outcome statement of the Commonwealth Women Forum held in April 2018 that emphasized on the need for collective effort to accelerate the advancement of gender equality and sustainable development, prosperity, and peace for all women and girls in the Commonwealth. Building on the outcome of the 11th WAP and reflecting on what has transpired since the first WAM in 1985, this forum provides a platform for the cross-learning among the Commonwealth countries by showcasing best practices and innovative programs and approaches that are empowering women and accelerating achievement of gender equality. Backed by a progressive consultation, Kenya has developed critical policies and legislation to promote, enforce, and monitor equality and non-discrimination of women and girls. We have also reviewed our national policy on gender and development and the national policy for eradication of female genital mutilation. Both have been approved by the Cabinet. Of course, we have a tour under where we have to head FGM by the year 2022. With regard to economic empowerment of women, we continue to make significant improvements in the economic status for women, and especially those at the lower of the pyramid. This has been done through the Women Enterprise Fund. We also have Youth Enterprise Fund and what we call WESO, which is Empowerment Fund for National Government Affirmative Action. Women have been able to access funds for starting or growing business ventures without burdensome condition or maybe going to a commercial bank. With all this effort, we have also established girls' empowerment initiatives such as provision of free sanitary towels program that has greatly addressed absenteeism of girls from schools as well as transition rates. I think we stand almost at 96 transition rate from primary to secondary. On women in leadership, we continue to make progress, but we are yet to fully realize the provisions of the Constitution, especially in Parliament. I believe it is a problem we share with other Commonwealth countries which we ensure equal representation of women and men, especially at political level, because this is where decisions are made. In its effort to end the violence against women, the government has developed robust policies and laws that seek to prevent and respond to gender-based violence. The Protection Against Domestic Violence Act 2015, Sexual Offences Regulation 2012, and the Sexual Offences Rules on Court 2014, together with our strategic and non-strategic actors, including civil society, we are implementing a joint program on preventing and responding to gender-based violence and working with the judiciary on strengthening access to justice. Also established a special unit at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution to handle FGM and other harmful practices for women and girls. Lastly, on gender and climate change, we have in place the Climate Change Act 2016 that provides for formulation of national gender and intergenerational responsive public education and an awareness strategy on climate change to ensure women participation. We are also implementing a national adaptation plan of 2016 on promoting women's intervention that seek to save energy and adapt the disastrous effects of the climate change, among other measures.
Gender equality is a fundamental right, but it is not yet the reality for so many. Changing this is the best chance we have in meeting some of the most pressing challenges of our time, from financial and economic crisis, lack of healthcare, climate change, to violence against women and escalating conflicts. Women are not only more affected by these problems, but also provide some of the solutions and leadership to solve them. It is imperative that women are included in addressing these issues. As a passionate advocate of the Commonwealth, I believe that this great family of nations has a vital role to play in leading the world on gender equality issues. Together, we need to have an increased focus on ending gender inequality and discrimination, and an increased focus on building environments that enable women's political participation and economic empowerment. Only by ensuring sustained rights of women and girls will we see justice and inclusion and a transformed future. Earlier this year, I publicly committed myself to championing women's meaningful participation in peace processes and to support the vital role women are already playing in resolving conflict, countering violent extremism, and building peace at the local level. I am also urging greater support for all survivors of conflict-related sexual violence, both male and female, and for the many children born of rape. To truly achieve sustainable peace and security, it is imperative that women's voices are heard when peace is being negotiated.